All right, good morning. Tuesday, 20th of Jan. Market's down again. Market's down a lot, actually, overnight. Yesterday, after we finished, was, as expected, a range-bound session that got quieter and quieter throughout the day, with the US markets being shut. And then overnight, we traded around yesterday's lows before around 6 a.m. when we had a big sell-off in the market. We've recovered slightly, but not very much, and we're now sat just above last year's all-time highs. So last year's all-time high was 24,777, and we're currently trading at 24,796. So we're right there. US markets will be back open this afternoon. So yeah, this is sure to be an interesting one. There was no major news overnight. It's just continued negative sentiment around this whole Greenland situation. Yesterday was a good start to the week for us. Yeah, so we've got to keep going slow and steady. Slow and steady in the day trading world isn't actually particularly slow and steady. So we're looking at somewhere 6 to 8, 9 weeks till we're funded, if we just keep our performance going. But I'd rather it take 12 weeks than try and rush, fail the challenge, have to start a new challenge, because then it's just going to take longer. So we really just want to take our time with it and let the setups come to us. The market's just opening here. Now, once the market is sort of, 5-10 minutes into the session, I will change screens so that you can actually see me execute the trades today. Should I make any trades? First bar is red, closing below the all-time highs. Looks like we're going to be making a push for the bottom of the overnight range. So I'll change screens now so that if and when I do make a trade, you can see it. So potentially an early trade here setting up. We're really pushing down. So we've already potentially getting a breakout below the overnight range, but we want to see some sort of clear retest before we enter. So there's no rush. Buyers for the moment have just protected that price. So similar to yesterday, where we're opening at the lows, we've just dipped down. The question is, are we going to do what we did yesterday, which was a big, strong rally up for the first 15, 20 minutes, or not? A real battle going on here. So sellers just pushed a new low. And again, buyers just came in immediately. sellers trying to come in above the second 5-minute candle. Be interesting to see what we get here. If we get follow through back down, or if we can come back up to where we started. Just trying to get a clue here early on as to who's likely to win the battle today. Currently, it's looking like sellers to me. The first 15-minute candle is red. See what the follow through is like. Okay. That was a close at the lows. Okay, looks like we might be getting our breakout here. Yeah. Okay. So now we want to look for a retest. So this is our breakout level here. This is what we want to see the market come back to and then reject. Okay, so the market's coming back into the breakout area. Okay, well, again, more evidence as to why I don't short the first move. The question is, are sellers going to take back control, or have we just found some sort of low? We'll see. Okay, that's a pretty good rejection. Some selling just came in there. What we want to see is a strong red close somewhere down here. So this is what we've got on the 15-minute. Market moved lower. Buyers have pushed us back into the overnight range. Now, the question is, are more sellers going to come in and create a downtrend, or are we just going to reverse up out of this? Interesting. Interesting. So we're almost now back to where we opened, back to the high of the morning. Okay, I've entered short, but I've only entered half size. I want to potentially add to this trade. My stop loss has gone above the high of the previous 15-minute candle. So I'm seeing this as a break and retest. So it may require some patience, but I think the market may be headed lower. Could have entered below the low of this candle here. That would have been slightly better. But really didn't have much time to get in. So I view this trade as a bit of a potentially longer hold this morning. If we can break the current low, potentially looking at trying to trade some sort of downtrend. Now it's difficult because we could be at the lows here, but there's enough evidence to suggest that the market is going to be headed lower. Five-minute bar here, closing right at the lows. Okay. Made a new low of day. Just going to have a look on the chart where a potential target could be. Okay, I've taken half profit. And I'm moving stop loss up to break even because we're close to my profit target. I'll go through where my profit target is and why in a little while. We're not quite there yet, but we're getting close. I also want to see if we can blast through my profit target because it's not necessarily going to stop the market falling. Okay, so it's hit my target and I've taken profit. Now the market could head lower, and it probably will head lower, but that was a good trade and I want to take the profit. And let me go through now why I've taken profit. Okay, so I'm going to show you a 4-hour chart. I did see this morning. I've not just randomly stumbled across this. I look at this. I look for this sort of thing every morning. So if we go back to the 2nd of January, so first session of the year, we had this high right here, which got rejected big time. Before on the Monday, we eventually blasted through. But even on the Monday, this acted as a major area of resistance before eventually we pushed through. So I see this as potentially a major retest. Now, obviously, the market might just blast through it this morning, but I think if the market is going to bounce this morning, it's going to be here. So that's why I took profit. And at least temporarily, that appears to be a decent decision. But now, if the market continues lower, there's no, I can't feel sorry for myself. I would only feel sorry for myself if I was aware of that price level and didn't take profit. That's when I'd feel sorry for myself. So we'll let the market do what it wants to do. And I'm just happy that I made a good trade there. That was a very good trade, actually. What was that? Okay. £750, that was. That was good. That was good. Right, I'm going to go and have a quick break. And then I'll be back and we'll reassess where we are and what's going on. But that was good. So I'm going to go and chill out for a minute. I'll be back in 5 minutes. All right. So the market did push a bit lower, but not really. Done all right, hey? Now, ultimately, where the market goes after I close the trade is irrelevant to the trade itself. But there's no doubt that other traders were also looking at that 4-hour chart, and we're also looking at that level of support. So I'm ultimately, I think, justified in my decision. This is where the horizontal line is, this dotted line. That's where I took profit. That's where the support was. And look what's happened here. We've bounced around. We've come down, tested it, boom. Now, what next this morning? Well, next we look for a retest of VWAP. This would be our ultimate trend continuation trade. My breakfast is currently in the microwave, so I won't be doing anything anytime soon. But that's what we'd be looking for. There's no doubt we're in a downtrend here. No doubt. VWAP as a trade for me is only relevant when we're in a trend, because this could act as resistance. Yeah. No, I'm really happy with that trade. I think that's my best trade of the year. Immediately in favor. Like literally immediately in favor. I literally don't think we got into a single point of drawdown. We entered here. I mean, like literally 1 point maybe of drawdown. It's almost impossible to have zero. So that is my best trade of the year. So I'm not feeling too inclined to try and take another trade and then ruin this mood. So yeah, we'll see. If we get a perfect VWAP rejection, then be insane not to take it. But yeah, anyway, I'll be back in a couple of minutes and we'll have a look. Oh wow. Oh, fuck it now. That's a rejection, all right. My goodness. My goodness. Me. Wow. That is... It's annoying. That's almost too good of a rejection. I don't really want to enter short right at the lows of the day. See, the thing is, if I was going to enter short here with a big stop loss, my mindset would need to be holding this trade throughout the morning. I just don't want to do that. I'm not saying it wouldn't be profitable, wouldn't be good. I just don't want to. I really don't want to do that. Okay, I'm not going to enter anything before 9 o'clock. 9 a.m. I try to avoid entering right before the close of an hourly candle. So we're going to chill out. I'm going to eat some breakfast. I'm going to stay muted because no one needs to hear that. And then I'll put my mic on after 9 o'clock and we'll decide if we're going to continue or not. All right. So, first hour is closed with right at the lows. I mean, who knows where this market's going now? We're below the all-time highs of last year. We're, who knows? It's literally anyone's guess. I mean, are we coming all the way back down here? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, if you look at the weekly chart here, it's just like, I mean, the last 2 weeks just gone. See ya. Now we're back into this range. Now, to be honest, I'm all for the market selling all the way down over the next couple of weeks quite happily. I trade better when the market's falling. Market falls faster than it rises, which for a scalper like me is generally easier. I mean, that's been evidenced, to be honest, by my trading. As the last few days have been my best few days, and it's been when the market's turned to the downside. So Okay. So I think I'll do my review now while I'm here, and then probably finish there. Right. Okay, so while the market continues to fall, let's look at what we did. So market fell off the open to the bottom of the overnight range, and then we had this sort of slow period of trying to figure out where the market was going to go. We had that breakout, which we don't take the first move, which was good. And then we got this strong rejection at the highs here. Now I could have entered here if I was being a bit more aggressive, possibly should have done. But then the market then closed below these initial lows, and this was my signal. Okay, I've got to get in now. We got in, we did brilliantly. We got in right at this little high here, which is right at the lows initially of the morning, which is why I entered there. This is a perfect entry, no drawdown, and then we took profit at what was a potential support level for about, I can't remember what it was now, 750 or something like that profit, maybe slightly more. So a really good trade. Now, since then, the market's continued to fall lower, but that has nothing to do with that trade. Now, we could have entered on this VWAP retest. And another day I would. It's just sometimes after I've made a good trade, I just don't have much of an appetite to take any more trades, especially on this challenge, because on this challenge, it is purely about passing it. It's purely about passing it. And I know if I just have little, small, consistent increments of profit week on week, I'm going to pass it. So for me, once I hit my profit target for the day, I'm not really inclined to carry on. Now, once it's my own money, my own profits, and I'm keeping the profits, and I've got a bit more leeway with my trading, then it's going to look quite different. And on days like this, you would want to really you'd want to go for it, and you want to really make quite a lot of money. But until I've passed, my risk tolerance is going to be extremely low, and I'm going to be extremely cautious and extremely patient. And then once I've got my real account, that will continue for a while until I've built enough of a buffer on the account where I can start to take a slightly higher frequency and higher volume of trades. And it's just going to come from having a buffer on the account, having the experience of dealing with psychologically making lots of money. So yeah, but for now, I'm very, very happy to just keep this thing going of looking for one A+ trade a day, and only trading if that A+ setup materializes. And this morning we got it. It was a classic break, retest, follow through. So yeah, feel very good. We've got to continue it. But yeah, I'm not going to be getting overconfident, and I'm not going to be getting gung ho at all until I've passed. It's just going to be the same. So thank you for watching. This was a good one. I'll be back tomorrow to see what the hell happens to this market.